Okay, hi. Good morning, everyone. Is my voice audible? Okay, great. Okay, so we are today in day six of network security, network security training. So to summarize, so far we've seen about IP address and about all the concepts in IP. We saw about subnetting, and then we saw about routers, routing, and DNS, DHCP. And today we'll see about switch and switching. Yes, so we're going to see about switch and switching. And as you all know, switch is actually a device, something like an extension box, something like an extension box. So why do we use switch? So we use switch to connect many computers, or you can also say that particular setup, this setup is nothing but a LAN without internet, a LAN without internet. Yes, so switch is a device which connects many computers, and this is actually used only in companies because we don't use it for home. Because with one or two computers, you will not need switch. Switch will come into picture only when there are many computers and you want them all to be in a single network. You want them to be in a network so that they can communicate with each other. Okay, so that is with switch. So switch is something like an extension box where you connect many computers, and in switch you have 24 port switch, you have 48 port switch, you have 16 port switch. So there are many different types of switches. I will also show you a Cisco switch, how it looks like. Cisco switch. Okay, so a Cisco switch looks something like this. Yes, a device looks something like this, more common. Okay, and you have all the ports behind. Yes, so we're going to see about the basic configuration, what these ports are, and how these ports are being configured and what these ports are used for. Okay, so today we'll see about switching, and in switching we're going to see about the ports, just like how we saw in routers. We're going to see switch ports, and we'll see about switch rules and what modes switch has and the basic configuration. Yes, so once I'm done with switching, we'll see the next topic, VLAN, and that will be handled by Shankar sir today. Yes, okay. So about the switch port, yes, about the switch port, based on functionality, there are two ports. Okay, so for switch based on functionality, there are two ports. One port is called access port. One port is called access port, and another one port is called trunk port. Okay, so there is access port and trunk port. There are two types of port. One is access and another one is trunk port. Now, where do you use this access port? In case if you want your switch to connect to some other device, yes, you want your switch to connect to another device, then you go with access port. Okay, so in case if you wanted to connect your switch and with another device, then you go with access port. And trunk port is where you connect two switches. So you have one switch here and you have another switch here. So to connect this switch to this switch, you will go with trunk port. Okay, so this is the difference between access port and trunk port. Okay, so access port is basically used to connect a switch with another device, maybe a switch with a computer or maybe a switch with a router. And trunk port is where you connect the switch with another switch. Okay, so these are the two types of switches. Yes, and after that we'll see about switch rules. So switch rules, it is not basically like a compulsory rule like what we saw for router rules. No, switch rules are very basic. It is like something which is recommended. So there are two rules for switch. Okay, first rule is connecting a switch to a router And second rule is connecting a switch with another switch. Okay, so these two rules, what they recommend is, okay, what they recommend is, now in case if you're going to connect a router to a switch, okay, in case you're going to connect a router to a switch, you will connect in port 0/1. Okay, port 0/1. So this port number is 0/1. You'll have 0/2, 0/3, up to 24 you'll have. Okay, so this is 0/2 and this is 0/3. So normally when you connect a router to a switch, it is recommended to connect it in the first port. Okay, and when you connect a switch with another switch, when you connect a switch with another switch, the connection would be the last port of the first switch, that is 0/24, will be connected to the first port of the second switch. So this is how you will connect. Okay, this is not mandatory, but this is like the most recommended or the common practice when you connect switches. Okay, so when you connect a switch with another device, this is how you connect, and when you connect the switch with another switch, this is how you connect. Okay, this is not like mandatory rules, but most recommended or most commonly you will find the configuration setup done like this. Okay, so this is with switch rules. So this is with switch rules. I will also show you practically how you can do this. Yes, we'll see the basic configuration commands and then we will go with how to practically implement this. Okay, so after switch rules, coming to switch modes. Coming to switch modes are similar to router modes. Yes, they are actually similar to router modes. So in router, if you remember, we had user mode, yes, and we had a privilege mode, and then we had configuration terminal mode. Yes, so we had three modes, and same way for a switch also there are all these three modes. So the configuration is same, just like how you do for routing. I mean for routers, the same way you are going to do for switch as well. Instead, the command for assigning, we will not be assigning IP. Okay, you tell me this. Now you know that router has a memory, and that memory is called IP table. Yes. Now switch also has a memory. Can you guess what memory it is going to be? Excellent. So switch has a memory called MAC table. Yes. So if router remembers all the IP address, then switch remembers all the MAC address. Okay. So switch has a memory called MAC table and it remembers all the MAC addresses of the computer that gets connected to each and every port. Great. So now I'll tell you how the basic configuration of a switch is being done. So for your for your today's to do, for your today's to do. So it is going to be like two switches. Okay, we will not connect routers. So your today's to do will have only two switches. Okay, so now in this two switch you will have ports. Yeah, so you have 0/1, 0/2, 0/3, 0/4 up to you'll have 24. And here you will have 0/1, 0/2, 0/3, 0/4 up to 24. So this is 0/1, this is 0/2, 0/3, 0/4, and this is 0/24. And this is 0/1, 0/2, 0/3, 0/4, and it goes on. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to connect computers to port 0/2 and 0/3. Okay, so first what you will do is this 0/2 and 0/3 are going to be access ports. Why? Because access port is where you will be able to connect another computer. I mean, connect another device, maybe a computer or a router. So what you're going to do is you're going to assign or make these two ports as access ports. Okay. And then the 0/24 and the 0/1 are going to be the trunk ports. Why? Because you're going to connect these two routers using 0/24 and 0/1. Okay. So these two are going to be trunk ports. Now what you have to do is you have to choose this interface 0/2 and you have to assign access port. Choose interface 0/3 and assign access port. Choose interface 0/24, assign trunk port, and choose 0/1 and assign trunk port. This is what you're going to do. Yes, and here also we'll connect two computers 0/2 and 0/3. So let's also make these two interfaces as access. Okay, so the first step, what you're going to do, so we'll connect computers. So this is going to have one computer and this is going to have one computer. This is going to have one computer and this is going to have one computer. So your assignment is going to look something like this. Okay, so first step, what you will do is you will take two switches. You will take two switches and you will configure the ports. After you configure the ports, you will add computers. Add computers to two switches. And after you add two computers to verify. Okay, that is, say if this particular IP is 1.2, this is 1.3, this is 1.10 and this is 1.11. If this is the IP from 1.2 computer, you have to ping 1.11. And in case if you get a reply, then the setup is actually correct. Okay, and the command that we are going to use is very simple. So I'll tell you the command. Now just like routers, see, once you enter into switch command line, it is going to be switch and this arrow mark. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to log in. So we'll give en. So once you give en, switch will go to privilege mode. Sorry, it's H. So switch will go to privilege mode, and from privilege mode you have to go to configure terminal. And once the configuration is done, what you have to do is you will enter into this configuration terminal mode, and inside this configuration terminal mode you're going to assign the port names for these ports. So in switch A, we have two ports which has to be access port. Okay, say let's consider this is switch A and this is switch B, and now this command line is happening in switch A. So in switch A, you have two ports 0/2 and 0/3, which has to be converted to access port, or it has to be named, or it has to be assigned as access port. So what will you do is you will first choose. So you will choose the interface, and then you will choose fast Ethernet, interface fast Ethernet 0/2. We are going to choose 0/2. And then in the next line, you're going to assign access port. So to assign access port, it is going to be switch port mode access. So you're going to make this port access and then you'll give exit. Yes, so now you have made 0/2 as access port. Similarly, you have to choose the next interface, fast Ethernet. I'm sorry, it is actually interface. You have to type interface and then fast Ethernet. Interface fast Ethernet. It is 0/3, and then you have to assign switch port mode access. So yes, done. And then you give exit. And then you have to choose 0/24. So next you will choose interface fast Ethernet 0/24. And for 0/24, you have to make the port as trunk port. So you'll type switch port mode as trunk. You'll assign it as trunk and then you'll give exit. Okay, so it's exit. Okay, so now for switch A, you have configured. For switch A, you have made these two ports as access port and this as trunk port. The same way you have to repeat for switch B. repeat for B switch. So in B switch, 0/1 interface is going to be trunk port. 0/2 and 3 is going to be access port. Okay, so this way you will assign the ports to each and every switch. Yes, and once this is done, what you will do is you will connect these two switches. You will connect these two switches, and then from this computer to this computer you will ping. Okay, now we'll see that in packet tracer, how this can be done in packet tracer. So in packet tracer, I already have one here. Let me delete it. Okay, so now in packet tracer, what you're going to do is you're going to take switch. So from here we'll take one switch and we'll paste it here, and then we'll take another switch and we'll paste it here. Okay, so now we have two switches. 1 minute, let me open my chat box. It's Alt H. Okay, now as of this diagram, as I told you, 0/1, normally you leave it for router. So in case if you wanted to configure for 0/1, yes, you can make this as access port. If now as of here, we are concentrating only on 0/2 and 3, and then 24, and this same way here 1, 2, and 3. So whichever ports you are actually using, you can configure. In case if you are not using any other port, it is a waste of time configuring it. Whenever you need, you can configure. Okay, so now in packet tracer we have two switches. Yes, so now what we will do is first we will configure these two switches. Okay, so first I'll open this switch and I'll go to command line. So in command line it is asking me to enter. Okay, now switch is in login mode. Switch is in login mode. So what we will do is we will log in en, and then it is in privilege mode. We'll go to configure terminal. Now we are in configuration mode. So in configuration mode, what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose which interface. I'm going to choose fast Ethernet 0/2. So this switch has interfaces. If you keep your mouse pointer here, see it has fast Ethernet 0/1 and it has up to 24. So this is a 24 port switch. Now what we will do is we will choose interface fast Ethernet 0/2. So we'll choose 0/2 and hit enter. And now you're going to assign switch port mode as access. Enter and give exit. So now 0/2 is made as access port. Next, we are going to choose interface fast Ethernet 0/3 and hit enter. And then you have to again assign switch port mode access. Enter and exit. So now we have 0/2 and 0/3 as mode access. Okay. And now what we have to do is we have to choose fast Ethernet 0/24. So we choose interface fast Ethernet 0/24. Enter. Now this is going to be switch port mode trunk, and hit on enter and give exit. Done. So now we have this switch configured, yes, as access port and trunk port. We have two port as access port and one as trunk port. Same way, you have to choose this switch, go to command line, and you have to do the same. So we log in and we go to configure terminal mode, and what we'll do is I'll choose the interface fast Ethernet 0/1, and the 0/1 is going to be trunk port. So we'll assign switch port mode as trunk and exit. And then you have to choose interface fast Ethernet 0/2. Enter. We'll assign it as switch port mode. Switch port mode is access, and then exit. I will choose interface fast Ethernet 0/3. Enter. And it is switch port mode as trunk, access. Access, and it is exit. So done. So now for switch we have configured the ports. So we have configured 2 and 3 as access port, 24 as trunk port, and switch B it is 0/1 as trunk port and 0/2 and 3 as access port. Okay. So now what you have to do is you have to connect the computers. So we'll take 2 computers for switch A and 2 computers for switch B. Okay, and what we will do is we will connect. So to connect the computers with the switch, you from PC, I'll choose fast Ethernet and I'll go to switch. So I'll choose 2. And the same way, again, I'll choose the cable copper straight through from PC. It's fast Ethernet, and from fast Ethernet, it is going to ask me which interface. So I'll take 0/3. Yes, and the same way you have to connect these 2 computers also. So from this computer, fast Ethernet to switch, it is 0/2, and from this computer, it's fast Ethernet, and from here it is going to be 0/3. And then you have to connect these 2 switches. Okay. Uh, is my voice breaking or am I audible now? Is my voice audible now? Okay, now no problem. Great, thank you. Great. Now to connect these 2 switches, all right, okay. Okay, to connect these 2 switches, we'll go with copper crossover cable. So you'll take copper crossover cable, you will place it here. So it is asking you to choose interface. We'll choose 24, and then you will go to switch B and you will choose fast Ethernet 0/1 because this 1 and 24 is in the trunk port. Now you have set up the device. Now what you're going to do is you're going to assign IP for each and every computer. So you'll open this computer, you'll go to desktop, IP configuration, you'll type 192.168.1.2 and the subnet. Okay, guys, are you able to hear me now? Yes, yes, okay. Okay, 1 minute. I actually, my internet was unstable. I'll just, okay, so I'm the host now. Let me share. Okay, so you're able to see my screen? Great. So now that you have assigned IPs to all computers, now what you have to do is from this computer, you have to try pinging to this computer. So we'll go to this computer. So this is actually 1.2 and this PC4 is 1.10. So I'll open 1.2. Okay, I'll open 1.2. I'll go to command prompt and I'll type ping 192.168.1.10 and hit enter. See, I'm getting a reply. Okay, so this is the first to do which you will be doing today. So what we did, I summarize it again. So I took 2 switches. Okay, I took 2 switches. I configured these 2 switches as 0/2 and 3 as access port and 0/24 as trunk port. And from switch B, it is 0/1 as trunk port and 0/2 and 3 as access port. Okay, and once this is done, what you have to do is you have to connect computers. For 0/2 I've connected a computer, in 3 I've connected a computer, and here again for 2 and 3 I've connected a computer. And then you have to connect two switches. To connect two switches, you will use copper crossover cable. Okay, copper crossover cable, and copper crossover cable, you will connect it from 0/24 to 0/1. Yes, and once this is done, what you will do is you will assign IP for computer. So for each and every computer, you will go to IP configuration and you will assign IPs. Yes, so once you assign IP from this computer, you will try pinging to this computer. Okay, so as of today, your first to do is going to be two computers, two switches with four computers, and you should be able to ping from one computer to another computer. Okay, great. So, okay, so next topic is actually VLAN. So before starting that, what I will do is I will quickly share you your attendance sheet. You can go ahead and you can fill in your attendance and come back so that Shankar will start with VLAN. Okay, I'll stop share.
Okay, hi, good morning, everyone. Okay, great. So I hope you have started with Switch and now we'll move on with VLAN, right? So VLAN is called a virtual LAN, right? It's a virtual LAN and it's a configuration done in Switch. And first we'll see why we go for VLAN, why we go for VLAN, or before that we can see what is the disadvantages of subnetting. Fine. What disadvantages do you have in subnetting? I hope we have seen what is subnetting and why we go for subnetting. Yes. So coming to this, okay. Okay. When you look at subnetting, what was the actual scenario here? You had a switch, and you had a lot of ports in a switch, and you had different computers from different departments connected to this. Yes. So we had computers from sales, we had computers from HR. Assuming these are from sales computers, and these are computers from HR. And using subnetting, what you did, you wanted to make sure these sales computers should not ping HR computers, and HR computers should not ping sales computers. But we are connected to a single switch, means we are inside a LAN. So you want to, when you want to subdivide your LAN into multiple LANs, right? Into multiple LANs like this, sales and HR individual LANs like this, we go for subnetting. Now, probably what can be the disadvantage of subnetting? The first disadvantage is uh, it will be time consuming. It's time consuming. Yes. Why is it time consuming? Because imagine you have 100 computers here. You have 100 computers. As a network admin, how will you configure subnetting? You have to sit in front of each computer, go to the IP settings there, and give your custom IP address and your custom subnet mask. Fine. You will have to enter your IP range, and you will have to enter your custom subnet mask in each and every computer. So you have 100 computers, probably you will have to sit in front of all these 100 computers for subnetting to take in place. Imagine you have 500 computers. So when the number of computers increase, when you have more number of computers, subnetting becomes a very tedious task of sitting in front of each computer and assigning IP address and custom subnet mask. Fine. And also it increases the workload of the network or the system admin. Fine. His workload is going to get increased. So for these reasons, we go for VLAN. VLAN is a very simple configuration, and you will have to understand this. In subnetting, as I told you, we had two criterias in place. One was this. For subnetting, when you did the calculation, when you did scenario one, you had 5 steps, and you have found two things which should be implemented in packet tracer. What was the first thing? The first thing being the IP range. So you will try to find the IP range for sales, IP range for HR, and give the specific range of IP address to sales and HR computers. That was the first thing. Second one was your custom subnet mask. Fine. So I think for sales, the IP range was from 192.168.0.0 to 192.168.1.127. I'm not very sure, but if this is the sales range, okay, one. And for HR, you had a range something like this: 192.168.1.128, and it goes till 192.168.1.255. Yes. And your custom subnet mask was this 255.255.255.128, right? It was like this 128. So imagine, in case if you're configuring a sales computer, a computer which belongs to sales department, what you'll be doing, you will be assigning any IP address from this 1.0. This is 1.1. 1.1 to 1.127. So I might give 192.168.1.10, which belongs between this range, and my computer's subnet mask will be this 255.128. Yes. So in subnetting, we had 5 steps, but the steps actually what is being implemented in real time were these two outputs. One is the IP range and custom subnet mask. Right. When coming to VLAN, why is it more? What is the advantage of VLAN than subnetting. Why do we go for VLAN when we already have subnetting here? Because VLAN doesn't consider IP range and custom subnet mask, right? I'll take one more computer here from HR, and I'll give IP range here 192.168 1 dot it is 140, and the subnet mask is 255 dot 128. Fine, and both of these devices are connected to the switch. Now my question is, now when you try to ping from this computer to this computer, which is connected to a switch and which is inside your LAN, will you be able to ping from sales computer to HR computer? The answer is no. Yes, the answer is no. Why? Because we have given a different IP range here and a different custom subnet mask here. Fine. But when it comes to VLAN, the interesting thing happens here. VLAN, imagine you have, again, those two computers like sales and HR. So I have my sales computer here. This is my sales computer and this is my HR computer here. And now the IP is like this 192.168.1.2, and here the IP is 192.168.1.3. Right? I don't have this in different range. I have this not like 1.10 and 1.40 in sales and HR range. No, not like this, but I have the immediate IP address here, and my subnet mask for both of these computers is 255.255.255.0. I have default subnet mask, right? I have a default subnet mask, and these are connected to a switch, and yes, they all belong to the same LAN. Now my question is, if I try to ping from this to this, will I get a reply? Do I get a reply for this? Yes, very obviously we'll get a reply. But in case if I configure VLAN, with the same configuration like 1.2, 1.3, and with the default subnet mask, when you try to ping from one computer to another computer, no, you will not be able to ping, right? You will not be able to ping. And why does it happen? Because here subnetting is a configuration done in level 1, that is in computers, whereas VLAN is a configuration which is done in level 2 of OSI, that is a switch. So we are not going to configure computers and IP address here. We are going to configure the ports of a switch, right? We are going to configure the ports of a switch here. Let me explain what it does. Okay, we have this. Okay, this is a normal Cisco switch. We have two types of switches. One is manageable and unmanageable switches. Manageable switches, yes, you can configure VLAN. Unmanageable switches are old switches, which are less expensive, and you cannot configure anything. It is just like an extension box. You can connect and you can use. That's it. Fine. And now what we are going to do, we have, as discussed earlier, you have many ports here. It's a 24 port switch, and you have port number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have a lot of ports here. Yes. And what I do, I try to connect this computer in this port, and I try to connect another computer from this port, right? And before connecting computers, say imagine I have sales. We'll take the same scenario. I have sales, I have HR, I have 10 computers in sales, 10 computers in HR. So we'll do one thing. We'll try to configure in VLAN, we'll try to configure, say, we'll take this first set of ports as sales VLAN, and we'll take second set of ports here as HR VLAN. So this is the ports which belong to sales VLAN, and these are the ports which belong to HR VLAN. We have to configure this. But after you have configured, right? After you have configured, even with the IP address of 1.2, 1.3, and if it is 1.4, and they all have the default subnet mask like this, fine. When you try to ping between sales computers, yes, you will be able to ping. But when you try to ping from sales to HR, probably you'll not be able to ping. Even with the same IP configuration, not like subnetting, this is totally different. Why? Because we have configured these ports. We are telling, hey, all 8 ports here, you all belong to the same department called sales, right? And again, we are telling here, again, hey, 8 ports here of the switch, you all belong to HR department. So any computer which you try to connect to this sales port will be able to ping with other ports here, other computers here, but not with a different VLAN. Fine. So this is the configuration what we are going to do. So I'll tell you what steps we have for configuring VLAN. VLAN, okay, VLAN configuration steps. So the first step is to create a VLAN. Create VLAN number, then create VLAN name. I'll tell you what is VLAN number, VLAN name. Third step is to choose an interface of a switch. We have to choose an interface of a switch. Then we have to configure the interface. Configure the interface of a switch. What do you mean by configuration? We have to tell if it's an access port or is it a trunk port. Is it an access port? Give me 1 minute. Is it an access port or it is a trunk port? After this configuration, step number 5, you have to link the interface with VLAN. Fine, that you call it as VLAN membership. It's all very simple steps. Fine, I'll tell you what to do. And coming to the VLAN number, I told you this is VLAN sales and this is VLAN HR. For our understanding and for differentiating, we'll assign a number. This number can be anywhere between 0 to 65,535. It can be any number between this. But to make it very simple, I'll keep it VLAN sales as 10 and HR as 20. This is like a protocol and port number, but it is up to you to assign any number with whatever you want. It is just a reference number. 10 doesn't mean that I'm going to connect only 10 computers. Or if I keep 100, it doesn't mean I'm going to connect only 100 computers. Fine. It is just for our understanding. We are keeping it as 10, 20, 100, 200, whatever we want. Fine. So let me go to my packet tracer, or before going to my packet tracer, let me explain what exactly we are going to do here. So this will be your to-do number 2 with regards to VLAN. So we have one switch. So switch 1 and switch 1 will take 0/2 and 0/3. Fine. We'll configure these 2 ports to sales VLAN 10, and we'll take 0/4 and 0/5. We have 2 switches, 2 interfaces here. This will be HR VLAN and this will be 20. After this, we'll try to ping with one computer with another computer. Again, a graphical representation of this switch. The number of ports of a switch, you want to choose a 24 port switch or a 48 port switch. That depends on how many computers you have. Say, for example, you have 80 computers in your LAN. So you can choose 2 48 port switches, right? Or you have 30 computers in your LAN. You can choose 2 24 port switches, or it can be any combination. The port number is based on the number of computers requirement. So let me give up the ports here. Okay, this is port number 0/2, this is 0/3, and this is 0/4 and 0/5. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to connect 2 computers for this, and again 2 computers for these 2 ports. And this time, not like subnetting, I'm not going to find anything for IP address and other things, but I'm going to configure these 2 ports as sales VLAN. This will be sales VLAN and the number will be 10. And I'll be configuring these 2 ports as HR VLAN and the number is 20. Fine. And after this, I'll try to ping from this computer to this computer. Yes, this will probably work. And IP address, we'll keep it as 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. and it's a default subnet mask for all the computers. And when you try to ping from one VLAN to another VLAN, no, you'll not be able to ping. And yes, in case if you have plans to attend any networking interview, and you say, I have knowledge of routers and switch, VLAN would probably be the mandatory question. Why you go for VLAN, how to configure VLAN, what is the need, and how to configure VLAN with multiple switches. Yes, you will probably get questions from VLAN because this is very base, which is used in almost all companies with switches, right? So we'll go for the configuration in Packet Tracer. Great. So switch. So we should take, we might take 1, 2, we'll take 3, we'll take 4. So we have 4 computers now here. And let me connect this with fast Ethernet. Let me connect it with 0/2, right? The interface is 0/2. And here the second computer is with 0/3, and third is with 0/4, and this is with 0/5. Yes, and we know these 2 computers belong to sales and these 2 computers belongs to HR. Now we'll go here, we'll configure IP address quickly. Here it is 192.168.1.2, and it's a default subnet mask. I don't have to give the default gateway because I don't have the router here, and this will be 192.168.1.3. Oh my God, 192.1.3, and I'll close this, and this here is 192.168.1.4. I'll close this. This is 192.168.1.5. Yes, I'll close this. Before I when you open up a switch, you have to go to CLI and enter. So switch usually does 3 modes, just like a router. I hope you are aware of this. I'll type the commands what I'm going to type here, and then I'll type it in Packet Tracer so that you guys will know. So initially it will be switch in this mode. I'll type enable. That's perfect. And again, enable, it will go to global, privilege mode, and I'll give configure terminal, conft. And after I give conft, what I'll do, I'll go for, we'll go for switch, you go to config, right? Now I'm in my configuration mode. So what is the first step which I told you? The first step is you have to create a VLAN number, right? So what I'll do, I'll type VLAN space 10. I'll type VLAN space 10. So it will go inside this VLAN. It will create a VLAN called 10, and I'll give a name called name space sales. So I've given a name called sales, fine. After this, let me exit because it is in this VLAN. So I have to exit this. Now we have created a VLAN called VLAN sales. I've created VLAN sales and the number is 10. So the step number 1 is over, fine. After step number 1, step number 2, what you have to do, you have to choose an interface. Choose an interface of a switch. Fine. So what interface we have for VLAN 10 for sales? We have 0/2 and 0/3. So what I will do, I'll go to the first interface. I'll type interface fast Ethernet 0/2. Fine. I'll go for this. So it will go to this particular interface, and then I'll type what is the third step? We have chosen the interface of a switch. Now to configure the interface of a switch, we have to tell them, we have to configure the switch whether it is an access or a trunk port, right? So to configure this, I'll give switch port space mode. It is access. Yes, obviously it is access port. And after configuring this, again, step number 4, for your understanding, I'll type it is link the interface with the VLAN. So that step is very simple. I'll type switch port access, and I want to link this access port with VLAN 10. So this particular access port, now it will be linked with VLAN 10, right? So this is step 1. Let me make it clear here. This is step 1, and this being step 2, and configuration is step 3, and this will be step 4. But you'll be doing this continuously, one after the other, right? So what we have done here, first I've created a VLAN. I've created a VLAN called sales, and a number for that. So VLAN sales and 10. Fine. This is step number 1. After that, from a switch, I chose this port number 0/2. Fine. I chose this interface 0/2, and I have configured whether is it an access or a trunk port. Fine. Is it access or a trunk port? And it's an access port. And what is the final step? Now I have a VLAN and I have an interface which is already configured. Now I have to link this interface with this VLAN, that is VLAN membership. That is the last step. Fine. I'll do this here in Packet Tracer. So enable conft and we'll type VLAN 10 and the name is sales. Fine. Now VLAN 10 and name sales is created. I say it is created. Fine. But in case this is not mandatory, but for you to get satisfied, in case you want to check if it has been created or not, you can go back to privilege mode and give this command called show VLAN. Show VLAN. It is going to show you the created VLAN here. See here, I've created a VLAN with number 10 and sales is created. And do we have any ports? No, we don't have any ports assigned here. We'll go for that. Again, I'll go to configure terminal. Only in configuration mode, you'll be able to do all configuration. So interface, fast Ethernet 0/2. I've gone to this interface. Now I'll type switch port mode access. I've converted this particular interface to access port. Fine. Now, what is the final step? I'll type switch port access VLAN 10. So I'm linking this interface 0/2 with VLAN 10. Enter, and just to make sure, I'll again type show VLAN. Now see here, I have 10 sales and port number 0/2 is linked with this. Right. Similarly, I have to repeat this with the other interface. What is the other interface which is linked here? It is 0/3. So we have done the configuration for 0/2. Now we have to do it for 0/3. So what I'll do, I'll again go here. I'll type interface fast Ethernet 0/2 or 0/3, and I'll type switch port mode access, and I'll type switch port access VLAN 10. Enter. So now I've configured the next port 0/3 to VLAN 10. I'll exit. Now again, show VLAN is not mandatory for you to check every time, but for your understanding, we are going for this. Now see 10 sales, and you have 0/2 and 0/3. We have two interfaces assigned to this. Yes. Now you have to repeat the same for HR. So what will you do for HR? I'll again type VLAN 20. VLAN 20 is the name, and name is HR. So I'll assign HR here, and I've created a VLAN called HR, which is 20, and I'll exit this, show VLAN. See here, now we have created 20 HR, right? There is no ports linked here. So what is the next step? We have to link port number 0/4 and 0/5 to HR. So now I'll type conti, I'll type interface fast Ethernet 0/4. I'll type switch port mode access, and then I'll type switch port access VLAN 20. 20 is for HR. Enter, exit, And again, I'll choose another interface fast Ethernet 0/5, 0/5, and I'll give switch port mode access, and I'll type switch port access VLAN 20. As simple as that. Exit, exit, and show VLAN. See here, now we have created two VLANs. You can create any number of VLANs as per your need. So I have sales and 2 ports assigned, and I have HR and I have 2 ports assigned. So now when I go to my packet tracer, any computers which is connected between, is it not? Okay, I think it is booting. Any computer which is connected to a single switch should be able to ping with each other unless and until subnetting is done. But now we have not done subnetting. We have configured switch. We have configured VLAN in a switch. And now when we try to ping from PC0, when you try to ping from PC0 to PC3, probably you should not be getting a reply. PC3's IP address is 1.5, right? So we'll try to ping from this computer to PC5. I'll type ping 192.168, okay, 168.1.5, enter. I shouldn't be getting a reply. I should get request timed out. See, request timed out. Fine. So subnetting, yes, it is used for a smaller network. Probably your ISP is going to use a lot of subnetting, but for companies, yes, subnetting usage is very less, but it is mandatory for you guys to know what is subnetting, right? But inside a company, if they have so many computers, it is very obvious they will go for VLAN configuration to separate a single network into multiple networks and to access resources and a lot of other details, right? So VLAN configuration is mandatory, and this will be to do for you guys. This will be to do number 2. And after this, we'll go for ACL. We have NAT, and we'll also start installing VirtualBox and installing Kali Linux in VirtualBox. Later, we'll move on to the security tools and what sort of other devices we have for configuration and how to work with this. Fine. And I hope you guys are able to follow what we are doing with what we have done, because this is almost the 6th day. You should have got the flow of what is happening in the background. Yes, at least something. Say we first started with IP address, which is assigned to a single computer. We saw what is an IP address, what classes do we have. Then we saw, okay, how to connect a computer to a switch, and how to connect 2 computers, and how to ping with these 2 computers. Later, we saw how to do subnetting and how to stop these 2 computers from speaking with each other. Then we started with router, right? We started with router, and we saw how to include a default gateway in your network, and how to ping, and how to configure a router, what rules we have. Then we came to internet, how to interconnect 2 routers, or how to connect multiple routers in your network, and how to ping from this computer to this computer here, right? And in ACL, again, we'll see what like this computer can access with this computer, but this computer here cannot access this computer. You're controlling the access of all your computers in your LAN. Which websites we can access, which websites we shouldn't be accessing, a lot of different things. And in today's class, we saw about VLAN configuration, which is done on a switch. So we have started from the very basic, and we are moving up the ladder step by step. Right? Hope you understand and you are able to follow the class. We'll meet tomorrow. Thank you. Thanks a lot.